Good morning. And yep, you heard me correct. Well, you didn't hear me say anything. What am I talking about? Great start. It's football time. We got the Cowboys in five-ish hours. So sit tight as we play the music. Whoops. Hold on. Sorry. I, I got a little too ahead of myself. Welcome back to Browns Breakdowns, proud partners of Fanatical Owls Network, Fans First Sports Network. It is football, as the announcers would say. It is football time in America here. Um, Technically, it was football time in America 3 days ago, but it's real football time now. Um, Before we get started, I would like to shout out HemisphereCoffeeRoasters.com. That's a little bit of a small of a bubble. Hold on, let me see if I can't make it a little bigger. There we go. HemisphereCoffeeRoasters.com. They're amazing. Great coffee. Love them. Up there in the Ohio area. Ohio's really big. I just can't never remember exactly where they are, but they're great. If you use that QR code right here, on the it would be this part of the QR code. Uh, if you use that part of the QR code, you will give us or not Fanatical Owls, Fans for Sports Network, all of us. Technically, I don't get anything yet. I'm not old enough to get money, but I get cool. I think I got this from John, um, this cool shirt. So shout out to John Suchan. He kind of runs the whole thing. But if you put in that link, we get 15% of the money. So if you buy anything with this link, you have to use this link though. I think everyone knows how to use referral codes, but you have to use this link, and if you use it, we get 15% of the money. They have free shipping. Um, they're just great. Shout out to them. So I'll leave that up there for another 30 seconds or so. So let's actually talk about the game. So we're playing the Cowboys. Now, I consider myself pretty knowledgeable in the Cowboys just because of my consistency of listening to Cowboys radio. There's a radio station here. I love them. They're awesome. Shout out to 105.3 The Fan, I guess. They're great down here in the Dallas area. But so I've kind of been, I guess, behind enemy lines, you could say, helping figure out what exactly the Browns need to do and what would look good. So, first of all, they have two rookies on the offensive line. They have a tackle and a center. Cooper Beebe and someone else who I can never remember his name. Um, but they are two rookies. Now, Cooper Beebe was named the starter. Tyler Guyton, there you go. Cooper Beebe was named the starter really early. He's a very, very good player. He is, for a rookie at least. He's not amazing. But for a rookie, he's a very, very good rookie. Now, he will be not fighting, but I guess going against our defensive tackles. And then Tyler Guyton will be going against most likely Myles Garrett, because you would put Myles Garrett on the rookie. So Myles Garrett is who will be on Tyler Guyton. Now, we all know how good Myles Garrett is. And Tyler Guyton isn't great. He's not terrible, but he is not great. And so expect a lot of double teams, I would say. Personally, I think there's going to be a lot of double teams on the on Micah, on Micah as well. Yeah, we'll get to him in a second. But on Myles Garrett, I think Myles Garrett is going to get double teamed a lot. But I do think, from what my radio people were saying, they are going to let Tyler Guyton kind of be on his own for a little while, not forever, but they're kind of going to let him look at things and get a feel for everything, since this is his first real NFL game. Now, it's kind of going to be his welcome to the NFL moment, because he's playing against the best end in the entire league. Personally, I'm probably a little biased, but Myles Garrett is really good. Now, on our side of the ball, on our offensive side of the ball, I can't not talk. On the Cowboys side of the ball, offensively, they have a really poor running back room. And their running back room is just not that good. They have Ezekiel Elliott, who's old and kind of washed, very washed. They have just a bad running back room right now. They have also, let me see if I can't find it. Whoever their starting running back is, because it's not Ezekiel, it's Zeke. but there's another running back right now, and it's just not Rico Dowdle. Rico Dowdle is also going to be on there for your Cowboys. So Dalvin Cook's not playing, by the way. He was signed onto the practice squad. He may play week 2 or week 3, but obviously we won't be playing him then. So no Dalvin Cook, so don't worry about him. So it'll be Zeke and Rico Dowdle as your two running backs that you're going to have to worry about. I'm not worried about them. I think passing is going to be the big thing. So they have wide receiver wise, we all know CeeDee Lamb. We all know him. They have Brandon Cooks and Jalen Tolbert right now, according to ESPN, as their starters. Then they have Jalen Brooks, Cavante Turpin, and Ryan Flermany. Flournoy. I don't know how to say his name. I apologize for completely butchering that. But that's their 6 wide receivers, and then Jake Ferguson is their tight end. So Dak Prescott is going to be throwing the ball a lot. I think he's going to be throwing the ball a lot. I think Mike McCarthy knows that he's going to have to throw the ball a lot, so it's going to be a big focus on the offensive line to keep Dak Prescott from getting butchered by our defensive line and our linebackers. Now, on the Browns' offensive side of the ball, actually, we will do that in just one moment, as we'll play some advertisements. So we will be right back, and we'll talk about the Browns' offensive. All right, welcome back to Browns Breakdowns, proud partners, Fanatical L's Network, Fans for Sports Network. Again, I hope you guys like those ads. Shout out to Coffee Roasters. I'll leave that up there for the next about 15 seconds. Just buy any coffee, we get 15%. But we were just talking about the Cowboys offensive situation. We're going to be talking about the Browns offensive situation now. So we hopefully you guys know more about the Browns than you do about the Cowboys, which I would expect. I'm the exception because I literally live in Dallas. I could drive 15 minutes and be at the stadium right now if I wanted to. There are probably people driving to the stadium right now. I'll probably be able to tell you in an hour when I go to church. But there's probably people already at the stadium, honestly. But well, they're not going to be at the stadium to watch the game in the stadium. They're going to be tailgating. There's probably going to be some tailgaters. I wouldn't be shocked if there were some people in the parking lot right now who have been there for 3 hours tailgating and just hanging out in their car or truck or whatever. But it is in Cleveland. So I'm really glad I saved that because I was 100% talking like the Cowboys were playing here. But I promise you, there are people tailgating in that general area already. Maybe not a lot, but there are. So I'm getting distracted. Browns' offensive situation, you guys should know about more about them. The Browns right now, I'm expecting a very pass-heavy game. Now, the reason I expect this is because neither running back room is very good right now. I think ours is better, but the Cowboys have Zeke Elliott and Rico Dowdle. Like I just said, that's fine. Zeke is kind of washed up. Rico Dowdle isn't great. And then our running back room isn't much better because of the lack of Nick Chubb, since we don't have them. Nick Chubb is very important. You guys should know that. But hopefully, our running back room can be better. Let me see if I'm pulling up the depth chart right now for the Browns. We have Jerome Ford and Pierce Strong Jr. and Donta Foreman as our three running backs. I think those are better. I don't know if everyone else thinks they're better, but I personally do think the Browns running back is better than the Cowboys running back room. Now, our wide receivers, you guys all again should know this: Amari Cooper, Jerry Judy, Elijah Moore, Cedric Tillman, Jamari Thrash, and Jalen Darden. Jalen Darden is the sixth, so we probably won't see him at all. Our wide receiver core is better, in my opinion. I believe Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, and Elijah Moore is a better wide receiver core right now than the Cowboys have. Not by a whole lot. CeeDee Lamb is very good. I drafted him in fantasy. He's a very, very good wide receiver. I think he's one of the best in the league, and his contract shows that. But I think our wide receiver core is better. And then don't forget David Njoku and Jordan Akins as our offensive line and stuff. Now, Jedrick Wills is out, so it'll be James Hudson the third, I believe, who's playing. And then Jack Conklin is questionable, but I don't think he's going to be playing either. I think DeJuan Jones is going to play. So we're going to have a backup and then Joel Bitonio, Ethan Pokic, Wyatt Teller, and DeJuan Jones. So not a terrible offensive line, but again, they have Micah Parsons, and so it's going to be a very difficult game. Demarcus Lawrence is not much of a worry anymore, in my opinion. I do not think Demarcus Lawrence is great anymore. I think he's good. I don't think he's bad. He's not something we can just pick up and throw out the window like, oh, he's not going to hurt us. He's a good player. He's just not as good as he was. Now, Micah Parsons is going to be the biggest problem. The Cowboys, with their new defensive coordinator, have changed up the defensive scheme. I think Micah will be coming rushing a lot more than he was. He's going to be a big worry. He's going to be a big worry. He's going to be the biggest problem right now to uh, Deshaun Watson. I think, and our offensive line is just not great right now. There's so many injuries. It never has really performed to the level it's supposed to be. I mean, people are always like, "Oh, this offensive line is one of the best in the league," and then it performs at like 15. So I think Micah Parsons is going to be a problem. He always is a problem, right? Like that's normal. He's a problem everywhere. It doesn't matter if you're playing the Panthers or the Browns or the Steelers or the Chiefs. Micah is always a problem. I think Micah is going to be a big problem. I think we have to worry about him. I would expect double teams, not frequently, but not infrequently. So every once in a while, you'll see a double team on Micah. Um, and then Demarcus Lawrence, he's fine. Mozzie Smith is not really as good as they've wanted right now. Mozzie Smith was not the 2024 draft, but the 2023 draft. So this is year two. I mean, Micah, not Micah. Mozzie Smith is okay. He has underperformed for sure from what they drafted him at, and he's fine. He's not someone you can completely disregard as just kind of useless. But you can definitely not worry about him as much as you have to worry about the other people on the defense. Now, don't forget they are missing Deron Bland, who broke the record for most what was it pick sixes last year. He's out, so we do not have to worry about him. But we do have to worry about Trayvon Diggs. That is someone we have to worry about. So Trayvon Diggs is going to be there. Now, how good he's going to be, I can't tell you because he is injured. He was injured, and this is his first game back in a while. So how good he's going to be, I'm not sure. He's still someone you have to worry about, though. He's still one of the best cornerbacks in the league. You can't just discard him. And then Caitlin Carson, Donovan Wilson, and Malik Hooker are the other cornerbacks, strong safety and free safety. They do have a very good secondary. I think that's the one thing we do need to worry about is the secondary. I think it's going to be a good secondary. Our secondary is quite good as well. I think secondary is going to be an important part of this game because the two teams, Browns and Cowboys, are going to be passing the ball a lot. I think it's going to be a very pass heavy game because of the poor running back rooms that both teams are dealing with right now. So that's really all I have. I'm going to do my score prediction as I usually do. Right now, I'm thinking, I think I said in the podcast 21-18. I'm going to I'm going to change that though. I'm going to go 24-21 Browns. I think this is going to be a low scoring game. I think it's going to be a quicker game though, as we won't be a slower game. I mean, as we won't be running the ball as much. But I'm saying 24-21 Browns on by a field goal. Now, I'm not going to do stat predictions as I did last year. It just takes a while. I will throw out some numbers though. I'm just gonna say generally I'm looking at for Deshaun Watson probably 2 touchdowns and an interception for Deshaun Watson right now. Uh, um, um, Dak Prescott, I would also say 2 touchdowns and an interception is also probably realistic. I would say that Dak Prescott has the higher chance of an interception right now because his running back room just isn't there. I think he could go for 2 interceptions. I don't think he will, but I'm gonna say 2 touchdowns, and an interception for Dak and Deshaun Watson. Both will have around 200 yards ish. You might see Dak with more just because of his CeeDee Lamb targets and Jake Ferguson targets, but I'm going to go 24-21 Cleveland Browns. So, yeah, that's about it. I'm super excited. It's finally back. This is my first real episode of the 2024 season. I apologize for not getting this out on Saturday. I was very busy yesterday doing a whole bunch of different stuff. But again, I love you all. Shout out to Chemisphere Coffee Roasters. We love them. Use the referral code. We get 15%. And I will talk to you guys. Almost said in Jesus' name we pray. Like what? um, that would be a fun format. Make everything a prayer. But I love you guys. I will talk to you guys. Where's my outro music? I didn't have music. I never started my background music. My fault, guys. I apologize. I will talk to you guys later. Peace.